Hi there. This is Leah from the Race Center and Tyler from the Waterville Valley Recreation Department, and we are listening to some chattering. There we go. What do we got?
Ever wonder what that chattering is all about? Well, what you can hear there are two red squirrels. And so today, just wanted to talk a little bit, as the leaves are falling, getting ready for winter, um, the, the behavior of squirrels. And so those two, um, there's actually some really fascinating research. And that's another thing, as I was looking into this, that I discovered, squirrels, because they are in our backyards or on a college campus, there have been some really cool research studies done. And one recently discovered that red squirrels, they are, very solitary animals, and as you can hear, fiercely territorial, and they do not want other red squirrels in their zone, and they will defend it, as you can hear, quite fiercely. Uh, but this recent study has discovered that red squirrels that maintain um, similar neighbors for a long time actually increase their own lifespan. So even though they're very solitary and they don't want other squirrels in their zone, and it doesn't have to do with familial relations. So it's kind of like that Robert Frost poem, I guess. The good fences make good neighbors. If there's enough time, the squirrels figure out this is my zone, that's your zone, and it helps them because of that familiarity. Because of maybe they don't have to have those arguments again and again with new folks. Oh, there's a blue jay. We'll talk about them next week. So those red squirrels that maintain relations with their neighbors over a long time live longer. It's pretty fascinating. But you can see evidence of some red squirrel activity right down here. All of these little shards of nuts and cones and bracts. The squirrels, red squirrels, are larder hoarders, which means that they tend to make like one big pile. So if you have a black walnut tree in your yard, perhaps you may notice that you may find in the attic of your garage a very large collection of black walnuts, and that's likely a red squirrel. Whereas gray squirrels are scatter hoarders. And so as they are getting ready for the winter, they will be gathering things, and they will hide them in different spots. But it's been discovered that they do, in order for them to help remember where they have buried things, they use a method called chunking. So they will put similar nuts in similar areas, much the same way that you or I may put the vegetables in the vegetable bin in the refrigerator, or you have your condiments, spices in a certain spot. So when you're looking for the pumpkin spice, you don't have to go through your whole refrigerator. You just go right over to the spice rack and the little lazy Susan, and you can find the pumpkin spice. And so the squirrels do the same thing. When they want that white oak acorn, which is something they really like, they go to the white oak acorn, and maybe even of a similar size cache. When the researchers were giving them, almonds, walnuts, different tree nuts, they would often be stashed in different spots. But much like the red squirrels fiercely defend their territory, the gray squirrels also have, the way that they interact with their neighbors is interesting too. And there are estimates that the squirrels may lose up to 25% of their hoard to their neighbors and thieves and things like that. So when you see a squirrel digging with a nut in its mouth, and then covering it back up, and then moving over, sometimes they're just doing that to throw other squirrels off the track. And so they will pretend to bury nuts in different places, in addition to doing the actual work of collecting the food that they need to make it through the winter. And so it's just, there's so much cool information about the squirrels. And, you know, something really great is that we get to watch them, we get to hear them, you know, pretty much on a daily basis, you know, right from your kitchen window. And then, you know, it's even more fun when you get out into the woods. And now when you see these little midden piles, they're called, you can be thinking about the neighborly relations of the red and gray squirrels. Next time, we'll talk about those blue jays. Have a good week.
Thank you.